Do not forget these times right now. Do not forget this Epstein case. Do not forget what this is, what's happening. Focus on what's happening, step back and get a big picture. It is bigger than anything I've ever seen. Not so much the issue, the reaction. The reaction is what's incredible. It's a feeding frenzy. It's an absolute pile-on. It is something so complicated and so beautiful. I don't want you to miss it. I don't want you to listen to every individual reaction to it, but step back and think, why are we reacting to it? What are they saying? What is it? What's going on here? I want to remind you first, before we get into the depths of this, Saturday the 19th, I'm going to be at the cutting room. And I might just spend, I don't know, because everything, who knows? Epstein could show up alive at the rate we're going. It will be between now and Saturday. Tickets are available. I want to see you. Not only can we talk about this, but we have in our room people who share our penchant. But we're not the usual right wing, whatever the hell that means, or conservatives. It's different. This group in particular is really different. It's like the best of both worlds. It's populism meets, dare I say, a smidgen of Alex Jones, a smidgen of Pat Buchanan, a smidgen of Gore Vidal, some Gustave Le Bon, some Voltaire. I mean, just throw it all in there. And we have our own label, our own ideology, our own way of thinking. That's it. So that's Saturday night, the 19th. I've got a link here. I want to see you. I want to meet you. Let's take pictures. Let's talk. Time is running. Hurry up. Let's do this. I can't do this every week because it exhausts me. It takes me a week to recover. It's like a boxer. Once you do this, to do an hour and a half on the stage with questions, take that, Dave Smith. Take that, Dave Chappelle. Try that. This isn't stand-up comedy, whatever the hell that is. This is a little different. And you'll see. Though it's funny. It's funny because of the absurdity. In any event, please, cutting room, Saturday night. Tickets are available. If you watch what's happening right now, people are going berserk. It is a feeding frenzy. Do you remember, have you ever seen one of those ones where those videos sometimes from the Amazon, they'll throw out a piece of fish and the piranha come out and they're swarming and the water is beating and bubbling with this activity, or you go and you throw out, I guess you throw out, I don't know what it would be. You would throw out bread or something, and these fish just swarm over it. That's what this is. But nobody's really saying, I think, what needs to be said regarding this. Nobody really is saying what needs to be said. Because this is so interesting. This is, yeah, there are files, but it is and I hate to use these words, but I'm going to do it, a PsyOp, gaslight, gray propaganda, black propaganda, whatever term you like. It is so beautiful, so perfect. Don't miss it. Don't miss the symbology of this. Don't miss it. It's gorgeous. What we are witnessing today is not merely a series of seemingly disconnected, scandals and sex scandals and horrors or cultural flare-ups or social media blow-ups. It is the manifestation of a complex, multi-layered, multifaceted, psychological and informational warfare campaign that is so beautiful. It blurs the boundaries and the edges between intel operations, because that's a lot of what this is. Because even Acosta said it's military, it's intelligence, whatever. But intel operations, ideological engineering, theatrical or performative mass manipulation, name it, give it whatever fancy schmancy name you want. It is beautiful. And at the center of this, convergence of the vortices sits the most incredibly perfect, volatile subject ever, Jeffrey Epstein. Not merely the individual. We don't really know him, but as an operation, and this is by the way, this is the big word to know now. If you're into modern nomenclature, the node. Remember when Putin talked one time about the world being not multi-vectored or multi-parallel, but multinodal. See, Epstein's role, what is he? Well, I guess we think he was a blackmail financier, maybe. We're saying that he was connected, we believe, though nobody's ever signed off, and it connected to intel services, CIA, MI6, Mossad by some accounts. It's been, it's still going on, exhaustively debated in classified corridors and, every social media outlet, fringe internet forums, kind of like ours, because we're fringe. And the real red pill, the real focus, however, isn't that Epstein was killed or even that he may still be alive or, extracted under deep state protection. No, it's that he was never meant to be unsealed. Never. The client list, the flight logs, the sealed files, the actual recordings, they were never intended for public release. They were bait. It was this promise. It was almost like the MacGuffin. It was the Maltese Falcon. It was that thing we're looking for. They were bait for this transparency narrative that was meant to just fizzle. It was just, there was no, it's not that it didn't occur, but that it was this wonderful holy grail. Remember in Pulp Fiction, when they opened up the briefcase and that glow, remember that's what this is. It's like, what is that? The political movement, our political movement, whatever this was, that once flew under the banner of drain the swamp, has now absolutely, in some respect, fractured. And now back into subsets, the populist, disillusioned conservatives, the libertarians, I guess they're like libertarian separatists, I guess you call them, the constitutionalist militias, they're kind of still there. Cultural warriors. And some of these folks have redirected their kind of, this kind of a rambunctious mentality, their rebellious mentality, from political and elections and electoral activism to what some might say, and it's a great term, regionalist standoffism. I love that term. But their rhetoric, their speech, their message, often, anti-federalist and all this stuff, and in some cases anti-Israel, for reasons both principled and problematic. It's increasingly susceptible to PsyOp redirection. What am I saying? Let me explain this to you. The enemy, I'll let you figure that out. The enemy believes that we are crazy. Okay? You must understand this. That's their MO. We think they're, un-American and degenerate, but they think we're crazy. They think we have a fixation regarding children being victimized in Hollywood, in the halls of Congress, and they take this they take this into believing that we think everybody is as my good friend Sean Atwood says, a PDF file. Let's just call them P's. That all these people are predatory P's. That everybody, that the Democratic Party is. Never said, I don't know who said that, but that's what they say. You've got this fixation. You are crazy. And you think that somehow MAGA is going to lead the charge and rescue these kids because there's this deep-seated this cadre, this coterie, this coven of demented people who want to go out and kill the people, the kids. That's what they make you sound like. You're crazy. You're crazy. You're nuts. You've always been nuts. You've got this fixation. Don't feel bad. We do the same way. What do we say? We say the left is into this transgender freakish thing where they want to put drag queens in public schools and scare our kids. We want to give them puberty blockers and castrate them and all. And we think, wait. Some people. But we say, oh, no. You all want to do that. See? We do it too. That's the key to politics. We want to overgeneralize the bad. You all want to do it. You're demented. You people are demented. You're crazy. All of you lunatics. That's exactly what we say. It's exactly what we do. But this in particular, we have said this. I don't want to go too far into history, but I've seen this. And what they do is they create the narrative for you. And then they put up, they build evidence of it. We say, what do we say about the left? Who are they? Let me throw the words out. Think of some of the words. Commie, socialist, Marxist, Maoist, degenerates, transgender activists. They want to destroy kids, destroy dreams, destroy families, destroy everything. They want to destroy family, but the worst people ever. The worst people, the people that are disgusting, the sickening and the filthy, right? Am I right? Absolutely. Absolutely. Now that's exaggerated. That's exaggerated, okay? But understand that first rule, this is the way it's done. This is how it works today. I mean, there's always been to an extent. And you've seen it with MAGA. You've seen it. You're crazy. You've lost friends, family, birthday parties, Christmas celebrations. It's horrible, right? We've all been there. We've seen this, right? You know how it is? Okay. But we do the same thing. We do exactly the same thing. Exactly the same thing. 100% exactly the same thing. Now, what they're going to be doing is they're saying this. They're going to say that this thing was almost, dare I say, this disaster that is born from incompetence and also, listen to me, the illusion of something that wasn't there. Are you listening to me? Are you listening to me? It's so funny what I'm talking. Everybody's talking. I haven't said a word, and everybody's just talking away. And that's fine. That's great. But ostensibly, if you want to hear what I have to say, you might want to just give this just a second before you immediately flood the airwaves with your own particular ideations and ideas. Okay? They are saying there never was an Epstein file. There never were logs. There never was a client list. That it was all a false flag, PsyOp. It was some weird OPSEC disinformation gaslight. Why? Because of Pam Bondi, who said there is no witness list. Do you understand this? Do you understand what I'm saying? Let me go back and say this again. And by the way, we're not asking you whether you like Pam Bondi, whether you don't like Pam Bondi, whether you like Patel. We always bring it down to, well, I like Kash Patel. Well, I like him. It has nothing to do with it. I don't like any of these people. They're incompetent. He has the worst team from Hegseth all the way down. He picked people that he thinks are cool or on TV. No, you don't pick egomaniacs to do that. And they're all egomaniacs. Every single one of them. You won't even admit that Pete Hegseth was. Pete Hegseth want to show you, I can work out with these guys too. I can lift weights. I've got tattoos. What's the matter with you people? It's this infantilized world. All the women want to be beauty queens, and all the men want to be G.I. Joe and Charles Bronson or whatever. It's really this infantilized, these babies. This is who we are. But anyway, but seriously, Jean Kirkpatrick never worried about what Jean Kirkpatrick looked like. Constantly, Maggie Thatcher, she was fine, handsome woman, but we've never seen these delusional, this absolute, this preoccupation, these narcissists that are in office who think about one thing and one thing only, putting themselves forward. I love her to death, but Pam Bondi could not wait to get on Fox News. She wasn't even the AG for I don't know how long. And then somebody along the way, and I don't know who it was. I don't know who did this. I don't know. I don't know where this came from. Somebody said, come forward now and bring up Epstein. Now, it can be one of two things. Either Pam Bondi acted on her own without any direction whatsoever, and for that, she should be fired immediately. Okay? That's number one. Number two, she was told to do it for reasons we don't know. Or maybe three, some combination thereof. But follow me this. How did we go from we are going to release these files, which, by the way, you never asked for until she brought them up. Remember, she brought them up. We just said, okay. She kept saying, we've got them up, because I think she just wanted to put it this way, a theory which makes some sense is how she really got caught up in the whirlwind of fame. And, I'm not only, Pam, they keep calling her Blondie. And let me explain something to you, with all due respect. Laura Loomer, Megyn Kelly, great, smart people, catfight, jealousy, mean girl, schoolyard, slam book, jealousy, catfight. It's the most unseemly thing I've ever seen. Listen to what I'm telling you. The little girl that makes fun of the other girl on the playground who has the braces or is chubby or whatever it is, that dynamic never goes away. Never. Women are told from the beginning, from their first breathing of air, that they are supposed to be pretty little girls. And you can dismiss this all you want. You can say, well, I'm not like that. I know. People always love to, well, I don't watch CNN, but we're not talking about you. Well, I don't have cable. We're not talking about you. Well, I'm not like that. We're not talking about you. People always, they always love to dismiss. They don't listen to what I'm saying. Social media took this predisposition, this proclivity, this thing that women have about looks and who's hot and who's not, and it blew it up. When Laura Loomer was saying, she's very, very good. By the way, I like I like women only because of what they say. I mean, Seriously. Because let me tell you something. If your focus, let me tell you something right now. Listen, I just thought of this. Remember how Playboy used to have the girls of the Southwest, the girls of MIT, the girls of lawn darts, or the girls of... If there was a photo spread today, answer me a question. The girls, the women of social media, nude spreads, how many people in Playboy, when Playboy was Playboy, I don't even know if it's in existence, but when Playboy was Playboy, how many of them would kill each other to be on it? Can you see Liz Wheeler or Megyn Kelly or one of these people saying, I'll do it? I'd be honored to do it. Think I'm kidding? Don't you think if somebody said, Laura Lumen, would you like to be in Playboy? What? Really? Think I'm kidding? You think I'm kidding, don't you? You think I'm exaggerating. Oh, no. Oh, no. You don't know how this thing works. I know it for a fact. Because that's where we are today. That's where we are. So this meanness, this is always at the level. Men don't have that. Somebody may refer to Pam Bondi as being maybe unprofessional or an airhead or whatever it is, like we do everybody else. People make fun of everybody. And listen, I'm sorry, but when you get Kash Patel who looks like he's being strangled, it's hard. I'm sorry. Forgive me, okay? I'm sorry. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. It's hard. I don't know if I'm making fun of people, but he looks like he's being strangled. He looks like he's shocked all the time, and that's not a good fit. What, Cash? No, nothing. I was like, no, is everything all right? Yeah, you look like you saw a ghost. No. But believe me when I'm telling you, when you see Megyn Kelly, who is so mean, she's mean girl. She wants more than anything. She's got to be the top dog. And she's trashing everybody. And she's sidling up, I should say, to Alan Dershowitz. Okay, all right, we got it. Thanks. Got it. We'll get to that in a moment. If you don't see the participants, now most people, remember, the left saying nothing about this. I can't say this enough. Watch CNN, just look at the headlines. Just go, I don't watch CNN. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for letting us know you don't watch CNN. I don't know why you keep telling me that, but you feel it a very, very important, very critical for you to disavow, to disabuse, to denude yourself from any kind of association with Steve. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. But ask yourself this question. What is this about, really? What's going on in there? Okay. They're going to be saying that the reason why this is such a big deal is that this destroys MAGA. Not that we're genuinely upset over somebody who got away with preying upon children and women and were parts of networks of trafficking. No, that's not our thing. The reason why we do it is we have some kind of sexual fixation. We're like, stuck on this. We're kind of stuck on this whole thing, right? It's true. That we're stuck on this. And they think we're stuck on this. And that we think that it's everywhere. And they always say that MAGA believes that that the Democrats in the White House and the Congress, and they're all PDF files. And we think, no, I never said that. That's what they say. The same way we say that all they're about is drag queens and, puberty blockers. And I mean, some are, but not all. You see how we do this? We do it too, they do it. Now, they're going to also, remember, you're going to have to get rid of this thing which nobody wants to talk about. This is the Israel connection. Now, let me explain this one to you. First, in the past, I don't know how many years, whenever we want to shut you up, it's very effective. We insult you as being For example, if you want to say, you know, I think that there's something wrong with 14% of the population representing 67% of the felony convictions, and that black people are overrepresented in the prison system, you're racist. Stops it right there. Done. Done. Anything else? No. That's it. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, it works like a charm. Give it a shot. Okay. You know, I think that when children are born, their biological gender is assigned to them. Later on, there's like, you're a transphobe. All right, I'm done. What? It really does work. You better believe it works. It works. It works. And for the longest time, this was the only time you had a country associated with a religion. This is really, if you want to talk about what Zionism is, this is it. Because you could never say, you know, Italy, what, the church, the Catholics, or the Vatican's in Rome? Well, that doesn't, no, okay. What? Greek Orthodox Church? Athens? No. If you have a problem with the Greek, I gotta say Greek Orthodox, or if you had a problem with Catholicism or Protestantism or Hinduism, I mean, there was no connection. You can, because it wasn't so much a part where India and Hinduism wasn't, you know what I mean? So what happens is, with the notion of Israel, it was the, as they say, Jewish state. You know, that was the whole thing, the Balfour Declaration. So when you brought up anything, I don't like what they're doing with this, I don't like the West Bank, I don't like the 67 war, I don't like the Balfour Declaration, I don't like what's happening with anything. Even if you're in Israel, even if you're Jewish, even if you're an Israeli citizen, even if you write for Haaretz, you're called anti-Semitic. You're an anti-Semite. Or as they say, anti-Semitic. There are some words I never pronounce. Do you ever hear mastectomy? It's mastectomy. They always, little things you just, Semite, not Semite. Semitic will be a Semite. In any event, doesn't matter. That has been so cemented, so indoctrinated, so branded, so stitched, tattooed on our psyche. It's still there. It's still there. And it has nothing to do with this. And people and Tucker Carlson, by the way, the biggest waste of no shit bullshit is Turning Point, where Tucker gets up and spews one absolute truth after another that aren't even profound. Maybe you just need to hear it. Because we opts win, to be a part of the group. Democrats don't do this. See, they don't have a Tucker. They don't have an Alex Jones. They have kind of like they put their movement in, or their focus in, maybe the electors or the politicians, but they don't get together because they don't have an ideology. You'll never see CPAC, Turning Point, any of that stuff for the left. They don't do that. They don't believe in this and this, and they just hate, you know, Trump or whatever. But understand this is very important. They don't have anything like this. And I swear to God, today I think is going to be the World Cup on the Giant Stadium or wherever it's called. MetLife. And I can never remember this. And I think Trump and Melania we're going to be nowhere near that today. He's going. I couldn't care less about football, soccer, or any of the other contests. But people do. So let me say this again. Listen to what I'm saying to you. What I'm telling you now doesn't apply to the left because they don't have an ideology. They're not proud. They don't have lapel pins. They don't believe in symbology, semiotics. You can always tell when you're in an area and you see an American flag on a front lawn or a house, it's a Republican, never a Democrat. Democrats have no connection to the country. Their connection is to ideology, leftist, whatever it is. There are people who love this guy, Zero Mandami, this guy who's running for mayor. And they don't even know why. They really don't know why. They kind of like him. He's a foreign dude. He's got a funny name. He's been a citizen for 3 years. This is how the left works. Understand something. Let me back this up. Please, I can't say this enough. They mock you because you care about children. When I say children, this is our weakness. We go berserk. We go berserk. Kids, they don't. They target children. We protect children. And they use it against us. They call us crazy. They start saying we believe in these conspiracy theories of weird, these channels, these Warrens, these divisions, these groups of people. They mock us. They mock us. Listen to what I'm saying. Because of children. They take children. They don't mind castrating them, puberty blocking them, making them watch scary. Listen, I still get scared with clowns. Remember the whole Uncanny Valley? Clown, I have coulrophobia. That divine, remember that divine look? Remember that John Waters? That's scary. To a kid, that's scary. You don't look at him and say this. I don't even know what that is. Do you hear what I'm saying? The stuff that means the most to us, they mock us. Populism. Yeah, what's wrong with that? America first. They try to make a connection to Lindbergh and Nazis. Think about this. America first? This is what they mock. This is what they mock. And they also do this thing. They're trying to make us crazy, because the reason why we're upset is not because we were lied to about Epstein or that the bad guys are getting away, but it's because of our own weird fixation and fetish that we have regarding this. That maybe there's something weird with us. Maybe we doth protest too much. We're kind of channeling this. Now, here's what happens. Here's what happens. If I'm at the highest levels of, let's say, the post-Epstein, let's say I'm talking to Dershowitz or Bibi or Ehud Barak or whatever the heck it is. If I'm sitting here and I'm saying, what the hell do we do with this? We got a big problem, kids. Why? Well, I think they're on to us. That's what I think. I think they are on to us. This is scary stuff. Why? Well, the whole Epstein thing. What do we do? Well, they figured this out. What? The connection. Do I have to tell you this again? If imagine this. Imagine there was an event that occurred in France. Same story, same everything, but it's France. Okay? Okay. And let's assume that in France, the participants are, you ready? Bill Clinton, Bill Barr, Warren Buffett. I'm trying to think of an American financier. American. Warren Buffett, Bill Clinton, not Elon, Donald Trump Jr., Billy Franklin Graham, and people would say, I think there's an American connection to this. Why? Well, because the people involved are all Americans in a French deal. And not only are they not only are they Americans, but they're the highest levels of America. I mean, this is an ex-president. Dear God, this is the biggest thing anybody's ever seen, right? And that's what they would say. And that's what they would say. And they'd be spot on. They'd say, yeah. If you see the top levels of the people who seem to be at least tangentially involved in Epstein, Les Wexner, Dershowitz, Ehud Barak, again, Dershowitz being the lawyer for these people, not necessarily being a participant in any of this, so far be it from me to suggest, because that has been disproven, okay? They say, what do we do? They're pointing their finger at us. What do we do? Simple. One, anti-Semitic. Works like a charm. Well, it used to work like a charm. It used to work like a charm. It doesn't work like a charm anymore. It doesn't. That has run its course. Doesn't work anymore. Nope. Doesn't work. It ran its course. It's like when the pancreas just can't keep pumping out insulin and finally it's like, we give up. Insulin resistance takes over, diabetic. That's it. I'm sorry. We just can't. We tried, but you just that's one thing. And number two, what they'll do is they'll say, okay, well, what do we do? Wait. We got to work on this. Can you think of anything? I remember their intel works with our intel. They all work together. They say, well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go after the people who are disappointed by saying, you and I, have this weird psychosexual fixation about molestation, that it's about us. And that this is another manifestation of this weird penchant, or this weird, this weird focus that we have on children, that we just see molesters everywhere. In the old days, it's like, oh, that's great. Remember this? Always point to black people. Oh yeah, black people are always committing all the crimes. Black people are doing all the drugs. Black people are filling up all the prisons. And you're saying, well, I don't know if I'm not saying all, but do you want me to show you there you go again. There you go again. You're a racist. Okay, Simon. When Daniel Patrick Moynihan, born of poverty in Hell's Kitchen, right here, said that the welfare system is destroying the black family and that fatherless family you're a racist. You see what happens? So let me go back and let me bring this full circle. What is happening right now is they're going to, remember, Pam Bondi wants this to go away. Trump wants this to go away. Kash Patel wants this to go away. Israel wants this to go away. Bibi wants this to go away. Dershowitz, Ehud Barak, everybody. We want to just move on. Bongino's going to actually leave, and I told you he's going to take a new set. The next time he speaks at a CPAC, remember, Bongino was kind of bounced from Fox as well. He's kind of got that Tucker Carlson hard on. You know what I mean? He hasn't forgotten that one. So now he's going to jump out, bolt, and be the man of integrity. And when he walks out, can you imagine that? They will clap. He is so lucky. Meanwhile, Cash is there going to be held behind. Pam Bondi's on her way out because she just can't do it. They won't be able to get anything done. She'll be a distraction, and she's doubly screwed because she's not going to be picked up by any big white shoe law firm. And number two, nobody's going to want Fox News is going to want her. Let's face it. What do we do? Go on Newsmax? You want to do that for the rest of your life? Okay. And that other one that nobody wants? So I think innocently she got caught involved. She got involved in this. Now, here's the thing. Does this affect MAGA? No. This is the good news. No. Does your connection to President Trump have anything to do with the Epstein files? Seriously? Seriously, answer my question. I'm going to ask you a question. Do any of you really care about that? Or any of you really going to say, all right, I'm done. I'm out of here. Well, that's it. That's enough for me. Now you did it there, Donnie. You did it now, my friend. You did it now. That's it. What I would love to see, two things. I don't pray, but if I did, dear God, prove your existence by simultaneously bringing me two things. Number one, to tell NATO to pound sand, get out of Ukraine so fast and claw that money back. Because remember, he's a dead man. Zelensky, I told you this. One day, you're going to hear about it. It's going to be, the story's going to be he was in a plane crash, some drone attack, something, not natural death, but they're going to get rid of him. He is going to be, and all that money goes back. They know where it went. SOL for his old lady. But I want him to cut ties with NATO. That's ridiculous. This NATO is an anachronism that Americans don't even understand, because you'd be surprised Americans think that somehow NATO, that NATO is part of the United States. No. And number two, I want there to be a complete and total cessation, stopping immediate of any further funding, military, monetary, otherwise, to Israel. What's going on right now. That's enough. America first. Tell Iran, sorry, my bad, we're out of here. Hezbollah, don't even think about it. Don't think about it. Sorry. We'll let you figure out Gaza, West Bank. I don't know what to do. Jared, if you so much as even utter the word oceanfront property, it sounds like a George Strait song, you'll be a grease spot. This nightmare is over. I don't know what happened. I don't know why. October the 7th, it's just whatever. You can figure it out. We're done. Not only do we not have the money, not only do we not have the equipment, not only are we not, again, the military industrial complex always feeds us. Not only are we part and parcel, aiding and abetting a horror. Don't call it a genocide. I don't care. Call it a massacre. Whatever word whatever you want to call it. We're done with this. Not about Jewish people, not about Judaism. You know that. Bibi, you're on your own, my friend. You want to escape an indictment? Find another sucker to do this. We don't have a beef with any of these people. Moynihan was correct and was shunned for it. Oh, absolutely. He was the first guy ever, I think, Raul, to understand that the truth will kill you. But let me go back and tell you what the big deal is. The Democrats, they say, remember this, that we've got this thing about kids, that we're crazy about it, that we have these conspiracy theories. And then they're trying to figure out, do me a favor today. Go and read just the titles. Go to YouTube. Just put on the title Epstein. And just look at the title. Look who's talking about this. Everybody under the sun. They're asking people. This Dave White, who has made his bones in his Israel comments, I guess he's a Jewish fellow as well. Now they're asking about Epstein. What do you know about Epstein? It just says, why not? Everybody's talking about it. Everybody. And they're saying nothing. They're saying nothing. Watch how Epstein is spun. Was there an Epstein list? A client list? They're not clients. He's not a pimp. He doesn't have a client list. There are logs of people who, Babe Paley, when she entertained, had a list. You have email lists. You have Christmas card lists. You've got, but it's not a client list. They're not clients. They didn't go to him as a client. He might have insinuated himself ever kind of fix something else. That's number one. Okay? So is there a client list? No. I agree, technically speaking. Are there client logs? No. Why? They're not clients. They're people who went there, people that he knew, people that might have, Did Hugh Hefner have a client list? No. But he knew, think about, he had pictures in the grotto. He had cameras. Think how many people he had. Bill Cosby, Robert Culp, James Caan, heads, you name it. What, do you think you just figured out this blackmail thing now? Are you kidding me? You think what? You don't think Hugh Hefner had that as well? You've got a place where people actively went because they felt it was okay then. They felt it was a different time. He had that. They've been doing this forever. You know who else has them? The Academy Awards, the Met Gala. Whenever there is a meeting of famous people, the Academy Awards, number one. Met Gala, number two. Number three, you know what yachting is? Yachting is a term that refers to famous people. Do you see this picture of Tom Brady out on a yacht? It's a very simple. If you think it's just innocent, like Tom Brady, Obama. Remember those pictures of Michelle? Oh, poor thing. Anyway, they're out there on the ship, and they're on a yacht, and then this one's on a yacht, and this one's on a yacht, and Leonardo DiCaprio. I don't say I know this, I don't know this, but I wouldn't be surprised if they own him. I mean, own him. And they're going to pull a Polanski on him. Think about that. You're a Leonardo DiCaprio, and somebody's got you with God knows what. And they say, Roman Polanski. Ring a bell? Okay. I'm just saying. I wouldn't be surprised. Why do I say that? Because they openly mock him. Raul says Epstein is important because of its salaciousness. True. Yeah. That's certainly a part of it. Brad Rung says, doing a great job. Today's birthday. Oh boy. Cheech Marin, 79. Rubik's Cube inventor, Emo Rubik, 81. Harrison Ford's 83 and Patrick Stewart 85. Thank you, Brad. Appreciate that. Think about that. Let's think about where else you'd have it. Oh, Diddy. Where are those freak off pictures from? Where are those? Who's got those? See, all of a sudden you realize this is okay. This is not okay. This is not okay. Really? Really. But everybody does it. Sorry. Sometimes when you get involved in something so much, you think everybody does. I remember in the 80s, people were doing cocaine with such a frequency that I'm thinking, you do know this is a felony, right? Not everybody does it. No, they don't all do it. And people, they would, maybe you don't. It's like, get away from these people. They're crazy. So let's go back since the beginning of time. Right now, there are 3,000 professional, roughly 2,500, 3,000 professional football baseball, and basketball players. About 3,000. And they all go on road trips, and they go in the Yankees and this and that. You don't think somebody want a picture of this guy, Judge? Remember that, the big guy? Pilgrim says, loving the truth bombs, Uncle L. Thank you, Pilgrim. You don't think somebody would love to have a picture of it? What's this guy, Aaron Judge, or whatever his name is? If you're one of the owners of the Yankees, to say you're Randy Levine, or I'm just saying, not him, but you own it. And it comes time to, hey, let's talk about free agency. Before you go, you want to close that door there, Aaron? Yeah. In fact, I'm going to leave right now, and somebody's going to come in and talk to you about something. Aaron, is this you? What? Yeah. Well, you don't think that happens? I'm just saying, I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised. I'd sure as hell do it. If I owned a company, hell yes. Think I'm going to let that go by? Shit, no. You think what, Epstein's the first one ever? But here's the deal. The issue is not here. It's in France, that Brunel guy. That's where you want to go. That's where it was, not here. You have Virginia Giuffre. Virginia Giuffre, sad to say, was so broken, shattered. Let me explain something to you, and let me see if I can say this in a way that doesn't hurt anybody's feelings. When you are a young lady, in particular, and you have been used and commodified as cattle your entire life, sometimes that's the only thing you know. Sometimes that's the only thing you know. The only way you get attention. Raul says DiCaprio was in the movie Basketball Diaries. There you go. Remember when he was on, who was it? Ricky Gervais was joking. He says, and this has been going on so long that Leonardo DiCaprio's girlfriend is now old enough. They openly joke about it. Brad said, I think today is the day of the year anniversary the country was saved and a miracle happened. You mean what, Butler? Was that today? I don't know. I don't know what. There's a lot of miracles we've been through. But thank you. But young ladies, sad to say sometimes will say, the only way I get to know, or the only way I get to negotiate life is with my body. And I can't trust anybody. And if I have to set somebody up, I'll do it. We met kids in the old day, when I was doing prosecution, especially for dependencies, who knew how to work the system, who would tell foster people, either I get a new car, or I pick up the phone, and I'm going to say, you did something to me. Because they knew exactly what it was. They'd done that before. They actually did it when it actually did happen, but they also realized how simple it is, and how the burden shifts. And how all of a sudden you're a good man and a woman, a husband and wife, but you in particular say, well, why do you like all these kids? Because I'm a foster parent. Yeah. I said, wait a minute. So why are you a little league coach? Because I like kids. So these people know how to work the system better than anybody. And Virginia Giuffre, bless her heart, went through what she had some of the worst lives ever. So she also recruited people. She herself kind of blurred that line, and may have sometimes signed off on her own ostensible victimization, because that's all she knew. Does that make any sense? That's all she knew. That's all she knew. She did whatever she had to do. It was her life. She knew how to make a buck, how to make a dime. She knew how to sell herself because they sold her. And they get to the point where they say, you know what? I'm going to be in charge of this. Okay? So I'm going to say, you did this. And whether it happened or not, I'm sure it did. That's why, if ever you ever decide to endeavor to help people who themselves are victims of this, make sure you have levels of separation. You are never alone. You are never in any situation because I remember one time I saw something. I saw a number of, it was very sad. It was a group of young ladies who had gotten away from this, but some of them, not all, some looked, I swear to God, like they were, it was like they themselves were call girls because that's all they knew. And they were young and but imagine you're introduced to the commercialization and the commodification of yourself as a product, as a sexual product, against your will. That's all you know? Your worth, your entree into the world? Let me tell you something. So a lot of these girls, believe it or not, getting away from families, getting away, who hang, and the best recruiters are the girls themselves. Yeah, Ghislaine Maxwell was out there. She didn't have to do a lot of recruiting. She could just say, talk to these young girls. Hey, is that a Louis Vuitton? Yep. And it's a real one, a Louis Vuitton, excuse me. Is that oh yeah. We're doing fantastic. I got this, I got that, I got that. One of the tests that people will tell parents, if your kid has 2 cell phones, ask why. If your kid all of a sudden comes home with jewelry, why? Just like if your kid is a drug addict. So there are a lot of folks out there who, by virtue of what they've done, they have been so contaminated, so affected, so destroyed, psychologically, socially, psychosexually, whatever you want to call it, that they think of themselves as chattel and they sell themselves. And that's what they do. So what I'm trying to tell you is that this is a very complicated story. So when you see the Virginia Giuffres out there, sometimes when you meet them, you talk to them, you may not feel necessarily real sorry for them because their whole life has been one hustle after another. Not all, but some, because that's what we know. That's all I know. It's a very, very complicated deal. So when you hear people and you ask them the questions, could you have left? This is where it's interesting. Could you have left? Well, yeah. Well, this isn't trafficking. Really? Really? Okay. Interesting, huh? Brad Opland says, Epstein's list vanished. Diddy walks free. 2-tier just isn't a glitch. It's governance. Kings can't rule if they play by the rules. Yes, but it's even simpler than that. I know sometimes we want to be wax grandiose. Not that this is grandiose, and thank you, but we always love this. It's very simple. There's nothing. It's a very, very simple thing. But understand, when you get into this business about Epstein and this, it's very complicated. So when you say a list of what? First of all, were all these women underage? No. Some were, but many of them were from the French group. I'm not saying they weren't here, but they were from the Brunel group and others, from the modeling. And speaking of which, thank God during the old days, the modeling companies didn't go through. Now, I'm not saying this for a moment, but these Eileen Fords and those people? They made a fortune bringing in people like, oh, there's Sal Angelo. I didn't believe this was a conspiracy until the government, and there was no, until the government said there was no conspiracy. Well, thank you, Sal. Conspiracy, I'm not so sure about a conspiracy. Maybe, but again, who's conspiring? Who are the guilty people? But let me go back to this. If you have a group of people who are part of this and they say to you, listen, these folks are, thank you, PD. These people are, Eileen Ford, excuse me. I'm not accusing Eileen Ford of anything, don't get me wrong. But in the old days, if I am saying, I want you to scour the world, I want you to go to Ukraine, I want you to go to Latvia, I want you to go to, and get some poor girl, especially during Soviet, oh my God, right post-Soviet, people had no money, Their family said, we're going to send you to America. Don't worry, we'll take care of her. She's going to come and you're going to be a famous model. We're going to keep you on cocaine and cigarettes the whole time. You're going to weigh nothing. We're going to bring you to New York. We're going to get you strung out. You're going to go to Studio 54 and you're going to hang out with other girls. And do you know what that was like? They're not going to tell you. And by the way, you had the supermodels, but most of them were not supermodels. Most of them were part of the stable. How about, that's still going on right now, isn't it? Surrogacy trafficking? Oh, yeah. Let me tell you something. I want to go into surrogacy farms. Again, Ukraine or something. I want to have farms. I want to have women kept to give birth and have a nice, beautiful, blonde-haired, blue-eyed baby, just like cattle. I can get top dollar for that. Oh, yeah. In the adoption ring, who knows? Where'd you get this baby from? Orphan? Do we have the papers? We don't have papers for this. You know, Ukraine. You know, with the Russians. You know, you take it or leave it. I'll take it. That's a good-looking baby. Mm-hmm. Think I'm kidding, huh? Think I'm kidding? Like chattel. Buying them like chattel. Remember the old days when Russians, everybody want to have a Russian baby. Russian baby. We can't. John and I can't have. So we went to Russia and got a baby. Then there was a problem later. I don't know what happened. Who knows? And then later, now we go to China. Well, no more China. Ukraine? Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah. Don't think for a moment. Nobody in this country, by the way, never. So we've got, and then there's labor trafficking. Labor. People who come here, these aren't models. These aren't anything. They're just working at they're a domestic, or they're working in some sweatshop. We grab them, grab their passport or whatever it is, and a lot of those folks who came over, who were the unaccompanied workers and stuff, they ended up God knows where. Who knows where they ended up. Let me tell you something. This is bigger. You're just jumping into it now. You're just kind of like dipping your toe in the water now. This has been going on forever. Mrs. L's been talking about this forever. And I haven't even talked about the harvesting. You think that's a joke? You think that's a joke, right? You know why? It's too horrible to think. Marshall McLuhan said, little lies are hard to keep secret, but big lies are easy because of our incredulity, especially when something is so horrible and so terrible, we can't even imagine it. So let me just stop right now. Do you understand? Do you get a better feel for this? So Epstein, the Epstein file, Epstein is like nothing compared to this. Do you think they've got a file? Okay, that Epstein's got a file somewhere, a tape, a video of Bill Gates. Let's just say, for example, Warren Buffett. I'm trying to somebody, the head of whatever, doing something with a 10-year-old. Do you think that exists? Do you think? Seriously, what is it that you think is out there? What do you think is out there? What? You gotta tell me. Man, good, okay. And what are they gonna say? What? This guy's a billionaire. And you go, what are you gonna show me? What is this? Is this you? Nope. That's AI, baby. That ain't me. Yes, it is. No, it's not. Well, we're going to use it against you. Really? You're going to use this against me? And what? For some deal you're doing? What do you want me to do? What? Well, we want you to find it. Okay. Two can play at that game. I mean, I don't even know what these things are about. But they thought maybe lower level people, you get caught in this. And everybody knew about him from the beginning. The bottom line is simply this. Well, what do we have now? Years later. What? Stories run its course. There's no meat to this anymore. All we know is that you have been told the Holy Grail, they've been dangling this like this MAGA ornament. You have been told, here it is. Look. It's the Epstein list. Look into my eyes. Yes, we have it. We're going to give it to you. Everything you've wanted to know. Everything. everything, everybody. Yeah, we've got it. We've got it. We're about to release it. Right, Pam? That's right, boss. Here, we have some binders. Some binders. What's that? We got to make Kinkos. And we put pages in them. And we put a nice seal in the front. Yeah, how you like that? All right, all you influencers, raise your hand, smile. That's it. Good. There'll be more of that. Right, Cash? Oh, that's right, Pam. We've got the list. Ooh, we got the list. Okay, all right. Right, Dan? Yeah, right. And there is a list. There sure is. This has been going on forever. And then one day, they slammed on the brakes. You hit a brick wall, and there's old Pam saying, there is no list. No list. And then later on, Trump says, are you still talking about Epstein? So I don't know. You want to call this a gaslight? PsyOp? You want to call this some... and Elon is somewhere laughing his ass off. Elon is so lonely. Doge, they disrespected him. He had his chainsaw. He had his son, X. He was at the White House. He brought Tesla. He was a BFF. They were the best friends you can imagine. Elon was everywhere. U.S. aid. It was great. And then one day, they had a falling out. This is the weirdest thing I've ever seen. And meanwhile, the left is being very, very quiet about this. So understand, this is where we are right now. This is one of the classics. But understand something. Big finish. This is the takeaway. This is going to be portrayed as you and this crazy, lunatic fixation you have about molestation. And these weird conspiracy theories you have about everywhere, the Democratic Party and Hollywood, and it's all one big, and that's what you're all about. And that's the MAGA thing, the MAGA. You're disappointed because nothing's there. And if somebody says, well, wait a minute, what about Ehud Barak and what about this? There you go again. So don't be surprised if the BB contingent pushes that away at us, at you as well, to control the narrative. Let me ask you this question. Nobody can understand the damage that was done with Ted Cruz and Tucker. Nobody. It never became, it made everything else make sense. When he said he came to Congress, to the Senate, to represent Israel, I never heard anything like that. I never heard that I didn't think anybody would ever even say that, much less think it. What? Yep. What? Yep. Tammy Bruce. Want to know why she's there? She may be okay on TV, but she ain't okay as the State Department spokesperson, nor is Marco Rubio, who's a dolt. She said, I work for the greatest country in the world, represent next to Israel. Remember that? I never heard anything like this in my life. Never. I mean, I always heard like, well, there's an AIPAC, but never. It's like they were going out, like there was a special cash prize that if you can say this, we'll, give you extra bonus in your Christmas, anyway, stocking or what have you. This is insane. So for the first time ever, Piers Morgan, who's an idiot, who only comes on board if it's blatantly obvious. When Piers Morgan, put it this way, you'll hear the statement, even Piers Morgan understands it. Even Piers Morgan. Even because he's an idiot. But Piers Morgan, Joe Rogan, Alex, and a lot of other people who have been saying, this is kind of what's going on here. What's going on? And they've already tested the waters and they realize it's okay now. We can ask the connection of why, number one, why is a foreign country dictating our foreign policy? Why are we basically funding the military operations exclusively of a foreign country? Why is that foreign country ostensibly sending it back to us in terms of payoffs and campaign and threatens of being primaried? Why? It was going on for years. Why? All of this has changed. All of this has changed. This is the biggest thing I've ever seen. I've never seen anything like it. I've never seen, and they always talk about the teachers' lobby, Randy Weingarten. Oh, used to be the NRA. Oh, the NRA. Wow, the climate lobby. Oh, the big tech lobby, the oil lobby, the big agri, big pharma. Well, big pharma, they do a lot of things, but big pharma is not making us go to war with France. Big agri may be great with NGOs, or GMO. But he's not doing anything to making us attack, NATO countries. So all of this stuff that we're hearing is transcendental. This is like we have never seen before. So everybody right now is trying to say, no, don't look here. This is just your fixation, your crazy lunacy, your penchant to focus on this PDF file. You're crazy about that. It's all you think of. It's you. It's just you. See? It's not us. You're crazy. Those Republicans, they believe in these conspiracies that Hollywood and Congress and everybody's involved in this. And they see these people under every rock. That's the story you're being given. They did it before, but they're doubling down now. And then Pam Bondi, if it wasn't for Pam, we'd be kind of on. Now, who was it? Megyn Kelly, who again, biggest sellout, biggest hack. Megyn Kelly just wants to be, she wants to be a model or something. That's fine. Megyn Kelly says, I was watching Scott Adams the other day. Scott Adams, he's a really great, who writes Dilbert. Okay. Scott Adams. And by the way, I hope Scott Adams is okay, because I hope he's, he's ill, and I hope he's obviously better, and that's important. But she came up with this wild revelation. She said, Scott Adams said that maybe President Trump might have gone to some other people and said, hey, listen, let's kill this whole Epstein thing, because, maybe there are some other people we're trying to protect, and maybe it might be Israel, it might be, who knows? Maybe, you know what? I think he might be right. It's like, Megyn, are you kidding me? Is this, seriously, is this a revelation? Are you, seriously? This is as close as she's ever gotten. This is as ever. And the one that I want to, can any of you explain to me, what was Dershowitz saying when he said, I've seen the list, I know the list, I've read them, I know them, and they were covered up? What if he's subpoenaed? Well, I can't testify because of attorney-client privilege. Not if we order you to. Not if you're not their lawyers. Not if, let's say, they didn't survive the privilege or whatever. But what's going on? Somebody's going to tell him, that's it. If I were Bibi, I would say, everybody, Dershowitz, these, I don't know who these spokespeople are. They are the most obnoxious, loud, interrupting people. Nobody talks on any show from now on. Remember, 3 days, I'll forget the whole thing. You thought you had it in the bag after October the 7th. Well, that's not true. Why the longer they're able to talk, the more people are almost reinvestigating and reinvigorating new theories as to who's in charge of what. That's all I'm going to tell you. Do not excuse this as being some kind of a mindless, what am I trying to say? Some mindless conspiracy theory, no. But they're going to say you're crazy. Remember, they're going to say it's about you. You've got this crazy idea that kids need to be protected. Imagine that. Okay? Now, follow Lynn. Oh, let me just say, first of all, to our dear friends, to Raul and Brad Rung and Pilgrim, thank you so much. Mr. Opland, thank you. Sal Angelo, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your kindness and your benevolence and beneficence. Please follow Lynn's Warriors. She does a live at 5 today, Lynn's Warriors. Make sure you go and you subscribe immediately. Make sure you also understand that in addition to Lynn's Warriors, we're going to be doing some other stuff as well. Follow Lionel Legal. I just did a brand new drop as well. It's a kind of a legal complement to this. So you get both sides of this. Subscribe to Lionel Legal. And make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, Lionel Nation, and also make sure you hit that little bell to be notified of live streams and new videos. All right, my friends, have a great and a beauteous Sunday. We will talk with you later. Thank you so much for your accomplishments. Stay tuned. This is the most fascinating subject. And look at how many people are commenting who have really nothing new to say. Nothing. They just have to jump in it because it's an obligatory subject. It's like during that one summer, everybody played You Light Up My Life, Debbie Boone. Oh my God. But every disc jockey had to play it. It was a must play. That's what this is. But listen to how they don't offer anything new. They don't really explain it. They just say, well, we do. Okay? All right, my friends. Have a great and a glorious day. Don't ever change and mean that sincerely. And until then, remember, the monkey's dead. The show's over, sue ya. Dat.